Wow. Well. Okay, they weren't wrong at 10x. They're doing some funky AI stuff. No doubt. Oh my God. They changed her face completely. That is crazy. The AI thing is legitimately operating there. I mean, I can tell you for sure that's what's going on. That's pretty crazy. So we got the latest flagship here from Honor. It's the Magic 8 Pro, and it's got flagship specs. The latest Snapdragon chip with some pretty intense specs on the camera department, a big battery, really fast charging, and here's the device. So it has this kind of pearl-like finish on the back. You can see this matte finish, a huge section for the camera. You can see the folded periscope style zoom that's in there. They've also got a dedicated button. Now they're calling this an AI button, but it'll have a bunch of camera features. So zoom and so forth, power, volume rocker. It's a very flat design. However, the display has curvature to it. So it's kind of, you remember those wraparound styles of the past? That is back on the glass, even though the edges themselves are flat. The effect here is a thinner feeling device. Type-C, of course, on the bottom. Now, apparently the speakers are quite loud as well, so I'm gonna test that out in a moment. Also in the package, they're going to include a SIM tool, a case, standard clear style case, and a max 100 watt Honor supercharged power brick and Type-C cable. It'll also have fast wireless charging. So it's available in a few different colors. There's the one I have here. There's Sunrise Gold, Sky Cyan, and Black. This folded telephoto lens is actually 200 megapixel, and they call it Ultra Night telephoto, and apparently they're pretty proud of this, that you're able to get this huge reach, but that you're also able to turn night photos into something usable via that reach. Now the main camera is 50 megapixels, and then you have a 50 megapixel ultra wide. There's also a 50 megapixel front facing selfie camera. The other thing I should mention is that on the front here, you've actually got a depth camera as well, 3D. That's gonna help with more secure face unlock compared to just optical based face unlock. However, they still give you ultrasonic in display as well. So if you prefer fingerprint, or if you want to have both of them enabled, you have two different ways to unlock the phone. And it's also important to note that Magic OS 10 that's running on here is powered by Android 16. So what does that mean for you? It means all your familiar apps via the Play Store. I am going to boost the brightness, turn the adaptive off, head into settings real quick. That is a bright display. They weren't lying about that part. The display is 6.71 inches. It's 120 hertz, but because of the LTPO tech, you have that variable refresh rate for battery savings. The brightness is up to 6,000 nits. My resolution, which is currently set to adaptive, there's also settings for high and low, and my refresh rate, which is currently dynamic. However, I can lock it at 120 or set it to 60. Since we're here, maybe we should do a quick 100 watt charge animation. Well, it's already at 95, so it can't do much, but you can obviously watch it go up in real time. The battery is 6270 milliamp hour silicon carbon battery, and as mentioned, it can do that 100 watt charging over the wire, or it can do 80 watt wireless charging with Honor's Supercharge. Apparently this is one of the louder smartphone speakers. Sounds like it is. You've got a real stereo and stereo separation, top and bottom. Hey, listen, anytime they put attention onto the audio, I'm happy about it because it's often overlooked, so I'm glad that's in there. The most striking thing is probably the display and the brightness. Also, just bringing this curvature back because I haven't seen it in a while on a flagship device. Everything has gotten extremely flat lately. Also, a somewhat symmetrical design because of the way that camera hump is there. That's another observation. Obviously, it's a little off center, but if you do a tabletop input, especially if you're typing near the bottom, it doesn't wobble, which is kind of rare these days. Now let's go ahead and launch into this camera functionality real quick. So we can see in the default photo app, we have 0.5, 1x, 2, 3.7, and 10. Why don't we actually start by taking a photo of Wolverine. So I'm just gonna do a 0.5 of Wolverine, a 1x of Wolverine, a 2x Wolverine. 3.7, also 85 mil, and 10, which they're, oh my goodness, that is quite a zoom at 10. And I'm just gonna get started there because look at the texture on the face there. I mean, you can see where the paint has worn off. And then here we go with our, they list it as 3.7, but then they also call it 85 millimeters if you're using a 35 millimeter equivalent or attempting to gauge that range. And then we have a couple of others, including the initial photo, which also looks very good. And you can still crop in on this thing, but really the nutty thing is at the very end of the spectrum with the mega zoom going on. They've really put an emphasis on the zoom and what it can do also in low light. So what I'm gonna do now is reach all the way down there. I don't know what you're seeing right now, but basically there's a few props on that table in the darkness. And so I'm gonna try to shoot some zoom down that direction and see if I can keep things stable with the help, obviously, of the AI that's in here. So I'm at 10x right now. AI enhanced zoom is accessible via that button. I can turn it off, but actually for the purpose of this, I wanna have it on. So 10x. The AI enhanced mode is on. Now, I can already tell you that it looks brighter in my frame than it does to my eye. Like if I'm looking down this way, and probably to you on this camera, but here, a lot of detail. And that's at 10x. I can see it's a $1 bill. I can see it's a Coca-Cola. The face it did a really good job with. But remember, guys, that's almost complete darkness. Like, I'm gonna go there right now. Like, I'm beside it right now. You know what I mean? I'm beside the props. It's pretty dark. I guess what we'll do is we'll do the 10x on the S25 Ultra. I'm just curious. Let's see what we got. So it's doing some funky stuff too, because it looked noisy at first and now it's trying to stabilize. Wow. Well. Okay, they weren't wrong. I mean, I guess that's there you go. At 10x, they're doing some funky AI stuff. No doubt. Oh my God. They changed her face completely. That is crazy. The AI thing is legitimately operating there. I mean, I can tell you for sure that's what's going on. That's pretty crazy. It's pulling from one of these data sets. It's saying, okay, this mannequin looks sort of like this example and then filling in the remainder. It's definitely futuristic. Like that is feeling extremely futuristic there. Holy. If you're taking a streetscape at night, like you would rather it not look grainy and crappy. So if it fills in the gaps where it has a lack of detail, wow. That's a human, that is a human. That's why I was like, the mannequin looks so, they put a human face. Powered by the latest night portrait algorithms, the device ensures the subject remains well lit. Like, do I have to go into the portrait mode, do you think? 2x? Whoa, dude, that's too bright. What is it without this light even?
No light whatsoever.
Wow. I mean, yeah, but see the light, this is insane. Are we really gonna be able to get anything here? I mean, this is just straight up night mode.
I mean, that's...
Oh, wow. It's actually pretty good.
What?
4K 60?
Yep.
4K 60. This is an autofocus test. Focus to my hand. Focus to my face. 4K 60?
Wow, yep. Sound.
4K 60. This is an autofocus test. Focus to my hand. Focus to my face.
How many times have you done that at this point? Focus to my hand, focus to my face. Yeah, I mean, you're dark. You're you're very dark. But I don't know if they can see, like, this doesn't look dark. You step over there, I'm gonna do 1x. This is another thing they're proud of. This is the AI night portrait. Bit of a scary portrait mode, not gonna lie. I mean, that's insane how bright that is, considering the fact, well, you guys can tell how dark it is in here. I'm gonna circle to search you, ready? Your hoodie. I mean, not your exact hoodie, but like comparable hoodies. Oh yeah, wow, the exact. Look, this guy's on eBay. What do they want? What can we get on eBay for this guy? Let's find out. 13 bucks. That's not even as good as our guy. His proportions are messed up. Wait a minute, it's the same guy, it's just the way the photos are. See what I mean? They need a better camera for the photos. Like, look how much better our guy looks than that. He's stubby in the photo.